800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
President Biden has only given 10 one-on-one press interviews since taking office in January, a low number that is drawing more attention toward the White House's efforts to control and manage the way Biden interacts with reporters. Biden, who has
Morning,
seen
everybody.
his approval ratings drop, has also largely shunned reporters' questions in recent weeks. The interviews that Biden has conducted have largely been traditional network television interviews, though the president also sat down with People magazine and ESPN for the start of baseball season. A meteorite lands on a pillow next to a lady in Canada. Here's USA's Wendy King with more.
Ruth Hamilton had a rude awakening earlier this month when a large meteorite plunged from space through her roof and landed right next to her head. The resident of Golden, British Columbia woke up to the sound of a crash and her dog barking. She told police she's never been so scared in her life. Hamilton, 66, said it occurred at 11:35 at night. I wasn't sure what to do, so I called 911. When I was speaking with the operator, I flipped over my pillow and saw that a rock had fallen between the two pillows. She said she had debris on her face from the drywall, but not a scratch from the meteorite. She said she's grateful to be alive. Scientists say the chances of a meteorite big enough to penetrate a roof and hit a bed are about 1 in 100 billion per year. From the USA Radio News Pacific Northwest Bureau, I'm Wendy King.
For USA Radio News, I'm Brad Bernards.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 17th of October, 2021. We have quite the show for you today. We are going to start off with talking about South Coast Rail here in just a moment. We'll have a lot going on as well. Dawn will be joining us shortly. And let's start off with the weather, and then we're going to get into some South Coast Rail talk. So the weather here, 55 degrees in Middleboro, sunny. Well, it will be sunny once the sun comes out. Nice day today, 66 degrees, 45 for the low this evening. Monday, 61 degrees, 38 for the low, 62 on Tuesday. We're getting into the lower 40s and upper 30s for our lows at night, which is a sign pretty soon we're going to have our first frost. It could be coming any time now, in a couple of weeks. In Taunton, 54 degrees, 66 for the high today, 45 for the low. Partly sunny today, partly sunny. Really, the sun is going to be out all week long. No rain in the forecast at all. Yesterday, we did get some rain. Last night, a little bit. Power went out, actually. Twice last night. I don't know if that was due to the weather or if there was something else going on there, but a couple of times we lost the power in Middleboro. In Driscoll, Texas, the weather there is 57 degrees, 78 for the high today, and mid-80s for most of the week. No rain in sight in Driscoll, Texas. And finally, Driscoll, North Dakota, the last one to look at here. And the weather there, 37 degrees. Cold morning. 37 degrees. 70 for the high today. Tomorrow, 72. And cloudy on Tuesday and Wednesday with highs. It looks like just in the 40s. I'm not sure if that is correct. It says it's correct. Well, it'll be a cold couple of days after Monday in Driscoll, North Dakota. All right, that's the weather. Let's check on South Coast Rail. So, there's been a lot going on since our last update. There will be some upcoming 24-hour / day South Coast Rail work. There will be a 9-day outage, a track outage. The MBTA contractor will be working 24 hours a day during an upcoming 9-day track outage, coordinated with the freight rail operator to facilitate the removal of existing track infrastructure, installation of new bridges, rail ties, and other project infrastructure without interruption due to active freight traffic. This outage work will be advancing in October, potentially into November. Dates are being determined by the project and will be shared soon. The following is the work that can be expected during the 9-day outage. The bridge and track work in Fall River. There is railroad construction, reconstruction, and culvert work in the railroad right of way behind Point Drive and Horizon Way in Fall River. Access to the railroad right of way for this work will be through Point West Drive and Horizon Way. No street parking on Horizon Way during this, and parts of Point W Drive to allow access for large trucks, materials, and equipment. Taunton and Berkeley, 24-hour-a-day bridge and switch installation work. The contractor will also be working up to 24 hours a day during the track outage, installing railroad switches in the railroad right of way south of the East Taunton Station, which is at 1141 County Street in Taunton, and in Berkeley this will take place. And there will be activity at the station site. Overnight transportation of soils in a sonnet and Weaver Cove. To prepare for overnight track work, contractor will export material by truck off of railroad right of way to stockpile locations in a sonnet and the Weaver Cove layover facility. And there is also excavation and drill shaft work for support walls in Taunton and Raynham. Excavation and railroad right of way at Middleboro Avenue overhead bridge in Taunton. Drill shaft work in the railroad right of way between Church Street in Raynham and Middleboro Ave in Taunton. And finally, there is transportation of soils to Middleboro Station site. Soils excavated from the above work along the Middleboro secondary line will be transported by truck to the new Middleboro Station. And it will be stockpiled and spread. So that is the updates for South Coast Rail this morning. Here, October 17th, 2021. Alright, let's do a little bit of a sports segment. We got a lot going on in sports. The Red Sox had a game last night. The New England Revolution had a game yesterday. The Patriots play today. The Bruins had a game last night. A lot going on. And I believe the Celtics start up soon too. Yeah, I think so. It's coming up. On Wednesday is their season opener. Celtics versus New York Knicks. Wednesday, October 20th, 7:30 p.m. tip-off. So go Celtics. The Bruins picked up a 3-1 win against the Dallas Stars. They played extremely well. Patrice Bergeron scored a goal. It was an empty netter. I watched the third period. He scored an empty netter late in the game. And there was some other great goals in that third period. The Bruins scored another goal in the third period, which put them ahead of the Stars, and they didn't look back. 3-1 win, and they moved to 1-0 on the season. The Patriots face the Dallas Cowboys in a very difficult matchup this afternoon, 4:25 kickoff. But there will be more in the NFL to look forward to. The Dolphins and Jaguars this afternoon. I mean, not this afternoon. This afternoon in Britain, British time in the afternoon. But here in the United States, it will be at 9:30 a.m. So Dolphins and Jaguars will be in Britain this morning. And some of the games here, Rams and Giants, Colts and Texans, Chiefs versus the Washington football team. Chiefs are looking to kind of bounce back. They have not had a great first 5 weeks of the season, so they're looking to bounce back today. Packers, Bears, the famous Packers and Bears rivalry. One of the oldest rivalries in football. And they'll write another chapter today. Bengals, Lions, Raiders, and Broncos. It'll be interesting. I'll have my eye on that game. It'll be interesting to see how the Raiders bounce back after John Gruden resigned from the Las Vegas Raiders. And Steelers and Seahawks tonight and tomorrow night, Bills and Titans. So great couple of games today. And also, I believe the Cardinals play. Yes, the Cardinals, who are undefeated right now, face the Browns this afternoon at 4:05. So I'll be watching that one as well. Be a very interesting one. Cardinals look to stay undefeated. The New England Revolution played the Chicago Fire to a tie yesterday. So now they go on to face the DC United soccer team on Wednesday. And finally, the Red Sox beat the Houston Astros in Houston 9-5. So they split the Houston part of the series, the first two Houston games. So the series is tied 1-1. And now they go to Boston for 3 games. They have a chance to move on to the World Series if they can win all 3 games at home. So that would be an interesting thing to watch for the Red Sox. I personally do not think that it will end in 5. I think this is going all the way. I think this series is going all the way to 7. But we'll see. And finally, the Braves versus the Dodgers, Game 1 last night. The Braves take Game 1 3-2, so that is good to see the Braves winning. They are 3 games away from the World Series. So go Atlanta Braves. I'd love to see a Atlanta Braves versus Dodgers. Atlanta Braves versus Red Sox World Series. All right, it is 7:19 a.m. and we are going to take a quick commercial break. We have two new sponsors that we are going to play here during the show today. Bridgewater Martial Arts and Coletti's Market. So we are going to play one of those ads here during this commercial break. And we'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. We'll say good morning to Dawn when we come back. All right.
Sound good.
Thank you.
Sound good over the coming in here. Yeah, I couldn't hear nothing. The Dunkin' Donuts and the Rotary, I had nothing.
Yeah?
But then I got close. I turned around and I got past.
Yeah. I hear you. You wanted to say a few things, right? We're gonna do that when we come back, okay? If you wanted to do that now.
Yeah, I wanted to do more of like a roundtable thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do that when we come back.
Discussion.
We'll do that when we come back. We'll do that in the second segment. I gotta redo this commercial pretty soon because it's almost December. Because they close in 2 weeks,
Well,
right? I think so. Yeah.
Well, it's run it to the end of the month. I think.
Yeah, and then I'll announce, they're closed for most of the month of November,
Yep.
but they'll be back.
Combat veteran motorcycles.
What are the other two commercials at the other end?
Association of Combat Veterans from branches of the United States.
We're gonna be playing we are playing
Our mission is to support
Bridgewater Martial Arts first break,
Uh,
Coletti's second break.
is to help
what about Spark Street Auto?
Spark Street Auto is this break.
shelter and guidance.
What are you doing, 3?
Or simply to say thank
The
you
commercials?
and welcome
This
home.
break?
Two.
Well, you just did.
Oh, 3. Well, yeah, three. Yes, you're right. 3.
You got
3
it.
of them, and then Coletti's is 4.
Is that what the log says?
Yeah, that's how I put it.
Yeah.
That's how I put it.
You should do 2 and 2, no?
Events each year, and as a non-profit organization,
I don't know.
various veteran care facilities and
Jordy says you can get up to 8, so you need 4 more.
Veteran Motorcycle Association
Yeah.
and how you can join or support. Please visit
Never went to talk to Nick
-2.
Who's next?
Nick Geronimo. I didn't talk to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not till the spring.
I think I'll do one shot there, but it's worth talking only again anyway. I can look at it for the Dr. City would.
I'll ask him. I'll talk to him either soon or during the spring. I don't know if he'll. I don't know if that kind of business will sign up for a winter.
The whole idea is he's
I don't
so
know.
busy, but
Anyway.
you need to advertise something people don't know, and maybe he sells sand for plow people.
Yeah.
And that, you know what I mean?
Alright, so maybe I'll talk to him soon.
So you're going with me tomorrow, right?
Yeah. See what's going on.
For your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major.
Alright, there's Spark Street. Did you hear anything from them about the,
No, he gave me your number, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
You sure you can check your message?
Yeah, they didn't call me. I don't think they did.
On Fridays.
I don't remember them calling me.
You will not be disappointed.
When we dropped that off, how long ago was that?
I think that was like a week or 2 ago now.
Give me
They must be busy. They must.
time.
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
busy.
Jeff's gonna
They're-
hook you up.
they're
like,
busy.
Big time.
They're
Jeff's
busy.
gonna hook you
They're
up.
definitely busy.
So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're busy because it's just
They know. They know. They take your part. They know.
it's been a long year and a half. So they're definitely probably
Yeah, but
backed
whatever.
up.
We'll take care of it. We'll get you.
No, I'm not worried about
At
it.
least you're in
I'm
line.
not worried about it.
No, I know you're not, but at least you're in line.
Yeah.
WVBF's live coverage of
Football.
continues on Friday, October
Where's the video? Where's the ad for martial arts?
It's coming up.
Next?
It's coming up next year.
Tune in as Mike Logan and MWL Sports brings you all the action. Beginning with the
You got music with it too?
6:50 p.m.
I do.
Right here at
Yeah.
1530 and 99.7 FM. We also plan to broadcast Taunton High's first ever Thanksgiving Day game against Milford beginning at 10 a.m. on November 25th. Live high school football action is back right here on WVBF, your hometown radio station. Bridgewater Martial Arts, located at 995 Bedford Street, is dedicated to preserving traditional martial arts. At Bridgewater Martial Arts, you will learn about Chinese Kempo style of martial arts. They are celebrating their 30th year. To learn more about Bridgewater Martial Arts, call their number at
Great music.
I like the music. Yeah,
That's it.
4947.
You put that music out yourself?
I did.
Good job.
Martial arts.
It was like What am I gonna play? What am I gonna look for music here? And
That's the best
I
music
picked
ever.
that. I picked that
Oh,
for
boy,
the music. I like that a
Oh
lot.
boy, I'm gonna let everyone know that you did such a good job on that.
All right, so you are Red Mike
Yeah.
as always.
At some point, you gotta read that after my spiel, okay?
Okay.
Alright. You see how it drops down too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I see it. All right, we're back here on Middleboro in review. It is 7:25 a.m. Real quick, programming schedule, real quick. After us, we will have Bread of Life at 8 o'clock this morning. Today's program is Contend for the Faith. That is today's program. 8:30, The Rosary. 9 o'clock, Talking Birds. Great program about birds, hosted by Ray Brown, where you can hear a lot about different kinds of topics about birds, and you'll get a lot of information from that show. 9:30, Keys of the Kingdom. 10 o'clock, All on God with Edna Isaac. 11 o'clock, Musical Odyssey. And today's program is Classical Overtures, Part 1. So that is today's Musical Odyssey program. At noon, Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Jim Larkin. And at 2 o'clock, Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Tony Branch to end the Sunday. And also, in 12 days' time, 6:50 p.m. pregame. And it's going to be football. The Taunton Tigers take on Attleboro. The Attleboro Bombardiers, I believe the school name, the football team name is. So that will take place on October 29th, and then the Thanksgiving game on Thanksgiving morning against Milford. So 2 more football games to look forward to this season. Yeah. And also all the other great programs that we have during the week. Tony's program that's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Coffee with Tony. Jim DuPont's show as well, and so many others here on WVBF. All right, 7:27 a.m. We're going to flip it over to Don real quick. He has a few things he wants to say.
First thing I want to say is great job on that Bridgewater Martial Arts commercial.
Thank you.
You did a really good job on that, and I'm looking forward to hearing the Clutty's Market commercial too. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're really knocking them out of the park as far as putting these commercials together, editing and everything, and I guess you paid attention when Chris Keats showed you how to do this and everyone else. So that's great that you can do this stuff on your own. And number 2, last week I was talking about a hidden gem. Yeah, well that's what's the hidden gem? You know the name of the hidden gem. What's the hidden gem? Come on.
The name?
Yeah, I've been losing my mind on the subs over there. Come on.
Village Market.
Village Market on Wareham Street. So that was the hidden gem. Place is awesome. On Thursday, Jack Healy and Lauren Decker came back after a long time being out. You've been covering them on Middleboro Matters. And Lauren interviewed
Jordan Rich.
Jordan Rich, right. And I listened to the interview, and it was a great interview because I know they're friends, and it was a heart-warmed interview. And Jordan talked about, getting through broadcasting and how broadcasting is in his blood. And I was just thinking you as a young man getting into the broadcast and sitting with legends, technically. Jack Haley and Lauren Decker. I mean, they've been around forever. They're a wealth of knowledge. They've been, I know Lauren's been with the radio scene. He knows a lot of people, just like everyone else around here. You're a newbie still, but you're getting there. And so I was listening to the interview, and it kind of touched my heart because they were talking about, you know, what Lauren's going through in his life and what Jordan, you know, that's struggling. And we all struggle with, you know, what we need to struggle with. But it was heartwarming and open. And I look at things in a full circle. And when the pandemic started in April of 2020, you know, March of 2020 actually, it was a scary time for a lot of people. You know, it was the unknown, it was the fog of war. And we were listening to the radio personalities who delivered the news every day. And it seemed like every day it was just, the news was bad, it was getting worse, it's just, and there, you know, there was some personalities out there on TV, mostly TV, not most radio, but I say a little of both, that they delivered the news, but it was a matter of fact situation and whatever. I mean, the news is the news. You have to get the information. But there was a few people out there who comfort your soul, as they said it. They were saying bad news. They were talking about the pandemic and all the things, but they were saying it with, they comfort your soul, meaning it was like angel of the airway is what I called it. Listening to certain people out there who, you know, on the AM dial mostly. I'd say Tony Lopes comes to mind. Listen to him. Just being in the business for so long, you just get across to people in a gentle, humane way. Maybe I don't know, I was thinking about last night how I was approach this, but listening to Jordan and listening to those guys, listening to Lauren, I mean, they poured their hearts out, and you have true professionals who, they're professionals, but there were a few people out there who touched your soul. And they delivered the news in a caring way, not so forceful because people were scared. They were just scared and they just needed a gentle touch. And plus, everyone did the best they can, and especially the people who came in during the pandemic and had it broadcast live. There's a lot of people who had to go to the studios. They didn't have the option of broadcasting from home. A lot did, but a lot of people had to. And during those 2 times, it was unknown. So, but I want you to read something because, like I said, everything's full circle. And when I was thinking that, and it's funny because that interview on Thursday got me thinking of that. And you write things. And I wrote that last year actually. And that's the full circle. It's just everybody who was out there, especially during the pandemic, but every day, who has the gentle soul, the gentle kindness of speaking, but, you know, kind of comforting you in a way, getting you comfortable in a way where, it's hard to explain, but this sums it up. You don't mind reading it, do you, Joey?
No. All right. Angel of the Airway, please help us cope. Life has been turned upside down at the end of the rope. Angel of the Airway, with that gentle soul, your magic words will get me home. Angel of the Airway, please help my pain. A laughter of life might ease my insane. Angel of the Airway, I can count on you, a steady ship, to see me through. Angel of the Airway, I believe in you, holding me together like I knew you would.
Dad, you got the right people getting you through tough times. Total strangers, because they come through the radio, but it's the comfort they provide, and I'm sure, not knowing people, how much they affected people and how to get through. And that's the only thing that's came to mind. Listen to some personalities out there who just got you, just made you calm. Just that sums it up pretty much. That interview was awesome on Thursday. That was a great interview with Jordan Rich, and it was good to hear Jack Haley too on the air. He pretty much went on towards the end, but it's good to have those guys back on. I mean, you're happy to have them back on, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, those guys are great, and Laura and Jack know a lot of people, so getting Jordan Rich on the interview was that's your connections, Joey. You working on them, right?
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of great and interesting people.
Yeah.
During the 4.5, almost 4 1/4 years I've been here.
You breaking off the tape measure, Joey?
Well, started in July. It's
Right.
October,
But
so
you can learn a lot off the people that sit around you. And I'm thinking Chris too, because Keach, during that time, during the pandemic, he was here 5 days a week reporting bad news. I mean, it's your job, whatever, but I'm sure it tugged at you. I'm sure it tugged at everybody reading, bad news. I mean, March, April, and May in 2020 were horrible. Just reading out, there wasn't much light at the end of the tunnel until June. And I take my hats off to people who can do that. I mean, I come in once a week and we talk about but I mean, constantly over and over and over, and just, get the information coming in, by the minute. You have to look at those people who got us through that, in the radio world and everywhere. That's something that has to be, and in the professionalism of it all too. And I wasn't going to say nothing about this, but that interview struck me so bad, so good. It was such a good interview with Jordan and Lauren. It was I was crying, listen to that interview. So that's power. That's a powerful message. And just having Lauren back on, dealing with his situation, was a triumph. It was a triumph to have him back on and have those guys back in, because you filled in for him for so long. It's been, it's been a couple months.
yeah. Yep.
And you filled in, you got to fill in big shoes, and I was so proud of you for doing that. But I hope those guys go back. I mean, because I know you love hanging out with them, and they're getting you involved too. And you're the sports guy, I guess, huh? Did a nice show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 7:38. We'll take a commercial break a few minutes early here. 2 minutes early. During this commercial break, you'll hear another new sponsor, Coletti's Market, located in Raynham. Great subs they have there, and
That's the same owner who owns Village Market.
yes, yep.
Mayhem Street, yeah.
Good subs and great ingredients for their subs as well, as I mentioned in the ad.
I'll tell you a thing about Village Market. I haven't been to Coletti's yet, but I'm going. It reminded me of subs I used to get years ago. And you don't, identify school cafeteria or anything that's good, but when I went to school, they had a sub line, and the subs were out of this world. They were just so good. And it was the cut up, it was the fresh tomatoes cut up, and the pickles, and they loaded it up, and they loaded up everything. And when I went to the Village Market and got a sandwich, they loaded it up, because it seems like lately, last year and a half, you go to a place, they don't put much in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bread is stale. Just this place is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm dying to go to Coletti's Market and try that. And actually, I was at a Village Market yesterday. I got myself a steak and cheese. I tried the steak and cheese sub. I was really happy. Sat eating the pie. I didn't make it out of the parking lot. It's and the prices are good, and it's just good quality. It's just I was crying to my brother half an hour. We were taking a road trip a couple weeks ago, and he told me, "Oh, you gotta go to this place. Oh, you gotta try it out." And it's like I hit a gem because I never drive by it, but I drive by it now. But that's good that they're sponsoring it. Coletti's Market.
All right, 7:40 a.m. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro. In review, today is October.
I got to shell a show to get here, yeah.
October the 17th, 2021. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review.
Him in the phone, Joe. Was that a good segment, or was that just kind of...
It was a great segment.
You think so?
Yes, very good. Very good. I'm going to do my Today in Histories a little early today.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Try to do it a little early.
Coletti's Market in business since 1986 is the home to amazing subs, friendly service, and local convenience. They only use the best ingredients for all of their food. In addition to the great subs, they have salads, soups, and wraps. Open every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. They are located at 470 North Main Street in Raynham. Visit them today.
Good commercial.
Thank you.
Good job.
I had a lot of fun doing the Bridgewater one.
Yeah.
Because
that's the best one of all.
Because just the music, I was like, this music, it clicks right away. Like I was like, oh,
Yeah, absolutely
well,
right. It does click.
yeah, it clicks. And the Clay's Market music too. I mean, it clicks too. I had fun doing that one as well.
Yeah. I gotta go take a ride to see John LeMange today. I gotta get like $600. You wanna go to the movies later or
I don't know. Maybe.
Go home take a nap. Is that your life? Go home take a nap.
I don't know what I want to do.
Baby taking a nap.
I don't know what I want to do yet. We're gonna do our Today in Histories a little early today.
Who's tuning in? Nobody?
One person is on. I believe that is Paul Lazarovich. He did comment, "Good morning, Joey and Don."
Awesome.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Ask Paul if we can come on his show sometime.
Yeah, Paul. We'd love to come on a upcoming Saturday show at some point. Maybe in a couple Saturdays from now. Just let us know when when you have a free Saturday, and we'll set it up.
Funny, both of us would be interviewed. I don't think both of us have been interviewed.
No.
You know.
I have, I think, once
Who interviewed you?
or twice.
Oh, Tony or somebody, right?
Tony maybe.
Yeah.
And Barry and
Yeah.
Carol, or maybe just Barry.
Okay, right.
Hey everybody, this is Tony Welch, just to let you know that Coffee with Tony can...
But Don has to rant.
I will, Tom, I will.
He will.
Southeastern Massachusetts, right here on AM 1530 WBBF and 99.7 FM.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association
play it.
of combat veterans from
Play it,
branches of
Yeah, no, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play that again.
motorcycles
Like-
as a hobby.
Play what?
I cut off Tony. I cut off that promo.
I thought you just listened to the whole thing.
No, there was 15 seconds left.
Oh, just play it again.
No, I'll play it over. Don't worry about it.
Or simply to say thank you and welcome home.
No one will notice.
I haven't heard the
50 states in living
I haven't heard the pre-entry one yet. You play that?
forces with several serving in
Thought I did.
now.
Yeah, I thought I did. I just did 163. I thought so.
Maybe you usually play 2, but you don't have time, do you?
There's only one on here.
Yeah.
There's 132, which I play usually later on in the day. 163 I'll play again, probably later on. 066 is another one that I play during the week. 066, which is Ray's voice. Ray did one. I gotta, at some point, redo those.
Yep.
But right now I can't.
Tony's book still back there? Or my copy of it disappeared?
No, I don't know. I don't see it.
No.
Anyway.
It was my copy. I looked at that.
Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. All right.
We should talk about Tony a little bit, about his show.
We're gonna.
Just a little bit. I just kind of.
We're gonna do chain history first.
Huh?
We're gonna do chain history first, and then we'll do that. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're back here on Middleboro in review. Today is the 17th of October. We're gonna do a little something a little bit different today. We're gonna do chain history right now. Here a little bit early, about 10 minutes earlier than we usually do it, but we're gonna do it early today. We only have a few chain histories and a birthday to mention. So, the first today in history, 1979, the Department of Education Organization Act creates the U.S. Department of Education on this day, 1979. Very important act that created a very important department of the United States government, the Department of Education. Very important. It's still very important today. And in 2003, Taipei 101, a 101, hence the name, skyscraper in Taipei, hence the other part of the name, becomes the world's tallest high-rise. And it's not anymore. And pretty soon it won't be even in the top 5, I would project it. It's, at this point, buildings are getting taller and taller and taller and taller as we go on through the years. And the things that they have been able to do, construction's been able to do a lot of interesting things with buildings. And Taipei 101 was really one of the first when it comes to really, really long skyscrapers. Don, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, this country started all that, and seems like in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, now 2020s, other countries just trying to surpass it. I know a lot of these skyscrapers, few of them anyway, it's not even rented out.
Yeah.
They take it.
Yeah.
And there's one, I think, in Dubai.
Probably the Burj Khalifa. You're probably
I
thinking
think there's
about.
one in Dubai or somewhere that they don't even have a septic system. I mean,
I think it's the Burj Khalifa.
They have to have septic trucks come in, like an army of septic trucks come in to take care of the septic situation. There's a building in Providence, the so-called Superman building, the Bank of America building. It's been vacant since 2013. And still to this day, I think it was built in 1924. To this day, it's still vacant. I mean, since 2013. So it's, you figure someone would have moved in there, but I don't know. A lot of people are working from home now, so the whole concept of the high rise is, getting a little squeezed out because, the pandemic proved that most people can work from home. So a lot of the buildings, some buildings remain vacant now. So that's Superman building now. That's they call it the Superman building because they're in the original series of Superman. That was the building they used for the Daily Planet. That was the Daily Planet building. They used that
Yeah.
building in Providence. And George Reeves was the Superman. It's funny how Christopher Reeves was the Superman in the 80s. And
Yeah.
Superman, the original Superman Christopher Reeves done is my favorite. Absolute favorite. It's Gene Hackman and Ned Beatty. Gene Hackman was in the second one, but the first one was just so good. The second one was good too, but I mean, whatever. It's just, but the first one, Glenn Ford at the beginning finding. Have you ever seen the original Superman? Superman 1, a Superman that came out, I believe, in 1978.
The one with Christopher Reeves in it?
The first one, yeah, the first movie.
I think so.
Okay.
Is that the one with
Christopher Reeves, Miles Kidler,
and then those three villains?
No.
Or is that the second one?
Superman 2.
Okay.
Okay. At the beginning of Superman 1, they show them getting vanished from Krypton.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess their craft or whatever they were sentenced to all their lives was shattered, and that's how they got out in the second one. But the first one, Glenn Ford, great actor. He was awesome at the beginning of that movie. Iowa, 1930s. It's just the timeline was like perfect in that movie. The second one, I liked it, but I thought it was just, I don't know, it's too fast.
Lex Luthor is one of the...
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, I'm sorry. Lex Luthor is one of the...
You gotta sit and watch those.
Lex Luthor is one of the best villains.
Gene Hackman was awesome in that movie.
Is one of the best villains in superhero films. He's one of the best.
Gene Hackman was perfect. Him and Ned Beatty, and I forgot his name. He had a name, and he was just like a goofball sidekick, Ned Beatty, and that was really good because the sequence of events was it just moved you along at a steady pace. Superman 2, great movie. I'm not knocking it, but it's just too busy, too fast. Lex
Luthor, one of the best villains in superhero movies. He's right up there with the Green Goblin. He's right up there.
Yeah, no, that first movie.
And Green Goblin has been played by some great actors.
You remember when your father takes you to some movies? He took me to that movie. In 1978, I was 11. So that's something you always will remember. It's just, I'm sure that we've gone places where you always remember as a child. And that movie happened to be one of that and Star Wars.
Yeah, and in the superhero part of it, Superman's been played by some amazing actors. Henry, what's his last name? Cavill, I think his last name is one of the newer ones.
Okay.
He's really good. Then there's Christopher Reeves and his father, fantastic as well.
There was a Superman 3 with Richard Pryor. I was good, but like I said, it's just I think they made 3 of them with maybe 4.
Spider-Man has been played by some amazing actors. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire is absolutely fantastic as Spider-Man, and he went on to be in some really big time movies. The Great Gatsby, which is one of my favorite films, with Leonardo DiCaprio, and Tobey Maguire's in it, and he is fantastic.
And another one too, his franchise exploded because of Robert Downey Jr.
Yep, Iron Man.
Oh my God, he just made it. That character just made it, and that's why those films are so successful. And then they go on to the Avengers. I kind of lost it after that.
There's just too much going on. I think when they created
busy.
that,
it's just busy. They just get away from the storyline. I like when they build character on. I like character building.
Yeah.
I like. Because I like to move along with the character. That's why back to Superman 1. That's first Superman the motion picture. That's why I liked it, because there was a lot of failings, and that scene when they find the little boy flew, little Superman, I don't know what to call him. And the father, Glenn Ford, was trying to change the flat, and the vehicle almost fell on and killed him. And they show the little 8-year-old holding the truck up. And, you know, he's looking at him. It's like, oh, my God. And then they show him as he grows up through his teenage years. And then the saddest part about that is when he died. You know, when he was, when he was a high school student, or when he was 17, he was in high school. But that was a sad moment. And then the rest of the movie was good as far as the introduction. I mean, I guess any part 2, the introduction's done. So the whole surprise part of it has kind of been revealed already. So that's why it takes away from. But Superman 2 was good too. And
then you have some other, on the somewhat good side, but kind of like vigilante kind of things, like Hancock. That was fantastic.
Hancock?
Will Smith
Yeah.
as Hancock.
Oh, Will Smith is a fabulous actor.
Absolutely fantastic. The Punisher,
right.
Another one.
He never got filthy too, as far as
no.
I mean, he did some rap stuff, and it's all clean. It's all You know?
I mean, he
brush your teeth, clean your
he
room,
was always
kind of thing,
he was always a clean actor. Really,
right? No,
he didn't really.
There's people that didn't go that route. Didn't go like another one. You used to watch iCarly. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she didn't go the ways of other.
That's back, by the way. That's back, by the way.
Right, but I mean, she didn't. She went into music, but she didn't go to the way of. She went to like a country situation, more wholesome, more family-oriented kind of thing, and then like other child stars that came out there. Not knocking them, whatever. They gotta do what they want to do. I don't knock anybody, but iCarly. What was her name?
Miranda Cosgrove.
Yeah.
And iCarly, like I said, is back. It's on one of the streaming networks. I think Paramount. And it's back, minus Jeanette McCurdy. Unfortunately, she's not in the new one. But it's still Miranda Cosgrove's in it. And pretty much all the original members.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Except for Jeanette McCurdy. And there's some new characters in there too.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I remember watching that with you, and I liked it. It was a nice program.
It was rated some
G,
really good programs.
But I mean, it wasn't too rated G.
Yeah.
But, it was good. It was a perfect blend for that. And it, like I said, it's just nice when you see people go to a little wholesome route. Mm-hmm. Just sort of not falling for, other people out there that would just... I really don't like to knock people as far as... So I kind of have to beat around the bush and how I mean it. As far as, like... She didn't go the way of Madonna.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
We have 2 minutes. I'm gonna do this one quick little birthday here. We have one birthday to talk about. And that is Pope John Paul I. He, one of the shortest tenured popes. He was pope from August 26th, 1978 to his death 33 days later. So he was pope for 33 days.
I remember that. I remember when he died. It was October he died? How many days?
33 days.
30 days.
So October, yeah.
Early October, right?
Early October.
Yeah.
And,
I remember that.
Yeah.
1978.
So there was a pope before him, and then he was the pope for 33 days, and then came Pope John Paul II, I believe.
Right. And then we had Pope Benedict, who only pope to resign. And now we got
John Paul I remains the most recent Italian-born pope, last in a succession of popes that started with Clement VII, 1523. So that quite a while. And I could go on here. He had an impact, even though he was only there for 33 days. He had an impact on his peers.
Sure.
And he had an impact going forward.
Yep.
The successors had some really great words to say about him.
Sure.
Even though he was there for only 33 days.
I mean, he was Pope for 33 days, but Cardinal, Bishop.
Yeah, he was Cardinal, he was Bishop, and he moved up the ladder.
Yeah, I mean...
Even though he was Pope for only a month,
yeah, but
he moved up that ladder.
That's a person's... Well, that's a person's life. That's dedication to God, dedication to everything. Dedication to fellow man. So, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So today's his birthday.
Okay.
Today's his birthday. He would have been 109. Okay, so let's end today's show. We'll be back next week, October 24th, 2021. We'll be back next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great week.
All right. All right. Fetch this.
From the Tom Federal Credit Union Studios at 14 Church Green, we are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Bye-bye, everybody.